with Goliath. And Terry Sawyer will wrestle as he meets the Moondog Maine. That's all right here next Wednesday at the Olympic. This event, one fall, 15-minute time, limited tag team event. Introducing to you on my left, former America's Tag Team Champions at 249 from Osaka, Dr. Hiro Ota. And from Pampa, Texas at 295, the outlaw Ron Bass. Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, the present America's Tag Team title holders, presenting at 219, out of Ciudad Juarez, Chavo Guerrero. And presenting 231, the one and only Black Gordman. Special referee, Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper, referee. Aquí están discutiendo Chavo Guerrero y Roddy Piper. Chavo Guerrero con palabras duras para Roddy Piper, que quiere imponer sus reglamentos, y allí va a enseñar el libro rojo de reglamentos de boxeo y lucha libre. Así es que ahí está Gorman ahora discutiendo con Roddy Piper, que va a fungir como referee. Roddy Piper dice: yo voy de acuerdo con el libro rojo de los reglamentos de lucha libre. Chavo Guerrero: está bien, dice, pero siempre que te mantengas al pie de la letra en esos reglamentos y no los violes. Suena la campana y vamos a entrar a las acciones viendo al doctor Hiro Ota de Osaka, Japón, con la ceremonia de la sal. Por el lado derecho un puñado de sal, ahora por el lado izquierdo otro puñado de sal. Al centro, la pierna, la mano derecha por el lado derecho, la pierna izquierda por el izquierdo, y ahora sienta la pierna derecha, allá en el centro de la sábana azul, y va a atacar, descuidando, madrugando a Chavo Guerrero con golpes duros, doctor Hiro Ota. Así es que, Luis, aquí viene la cosa en esta lucha. Ron Bass y Dr. Ota son ex campeones de parejas de las Américas. Los campeones actuales son Chavo Guerrero y Black Gorman.
Bueno, el Ron Bass no había podido.
What do you say, Guerrero? What do you say, Guerrero? What do you say? You stay in the corner. Keep your hand on the turnbuckle and stay there, Gorman. I ain't telling you again. Okay. What do you say, Guerrero? What do you say, Guerrero? Tag. What do you say, Guerrero? Give it up. Give it up, Guerrero.
Y vemos a Ron Bass contra Chavo Guerrero. La próxima semana veremos a Gorman y Chavo Guerrero en acción en pareja. Moondog Maine contra Terry Sawyer. Y otra contra Héctor Guerrero en la jaula de acero del Olympic. Aquí está la acción.
Listen, Gorman. Están los dos allá adentro. Stay in your corner and shut up, Gorman. Tag. Legal tag. Okay, nice screen break. One. Yes, sir. I'll break. Very good. Sorry, I'll break it. Hey, get the men out of the ring. Hey, out. I'm telling you, get out. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get out and stay out, Gorman.
Ota retó a Héctor Guerrero y...
What do you say, Guerrero? Hey, Gorman, get your foot out of the ring, boy.
Y Héctor dijo sí, con la condición de que luchemos en la jaula de acero del Olympic. Así es que el miércoles próximo veremos en la televisión la jaula de acero del Olympic de 15 pies de alto.
I am legally in the ring. baby. What do you say, Guerrero? What do you say? Okay. 1, 2. Yes, sir. Ice cream race. Wrestle.
Un complot aquí entre Piper, Ron Bass y Ota.
He's on the ropes now. 1, 2. Sir, referee. Yes,
Ice
sir.
cream
Yes,
break.
sir,
Ice cream break.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I break
All
the
right.
match.
You gotta stay back in the corner.
Hey, that man's coming out of the corner. You got to stay in the corner. You got to keep your hand on the turnbuckle. It's in the ropes first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You stay there, Gorman. I mean it now.
Cuenta lenta de Piper para Ron Bass. Isn't that something? Es un complot este. Piper
Hey, now
como
watch
referee.
this now.
Ota y Ron Bass.
Watch the fist, Guerrero. Tag. Let me tell you something. You get in my way again one more time, and I'm going to hit you. You understand? Referee or no referee? You hit me, Guerrero, and be the last. Okay, break it up. Break it up. 1, 2. Guerrero, get back there. And step back.
De aquí se arma la gorda. Gorman contra Ota. Látigo a las cuerdas. Patada buena de Gorman a Ota. Castigado Gorman en la esquina negra por Bass y Ota. Retirado Chavo Guerrero por Piper. Es un complot este entre Bass, Piper y Ota. Castigado Gorman en la esquina negra entre Bass. Un golpe en el vientre a Gorman. Tallando el cuello de Gorman, Bass. Ahí está el Gorman que todos quieren ver ahora contra Ron Bass. Sacó un palillo Gorman. Le ha dado un golpe y le propina otro en la cabeza.
No lo ha visto el referee todavía. Deja que lo vea. Ahí anda buscándolo, pero no encontró nada.
Y Chavo ataca a Ron Bass. Se alborota la gallera, todos de pie. Piper no sabe de dónde vino la cosa. Punzadazo de Gorman con el pulgar de la mano derecha a Bass. Le produce ceguera temporal.
Qué lentitud para la cuenta.
Pide tiempo Ota. Y Piper lo afirma. Vamos a ver. Piper sale del ring. Ota examinando la cabeza de Ron Bass. Y Chavo entra a atacar a Ron Bass. La cosa está candente aquí, Luis. Ahí está Gorman con el palillo. Se acobarda Ota allá en la esquina negra y Chavo lo patea. Y para Bass también un golpazo con el palillo de parte de Gorman. Y sonó la campana. Ya entramos ahora de nueva cuenta a la lucha legal. Bueno, allí le pegó con algo Ron Bass a Chavo Guerrero. Y sigue Bass con su tarea destructora para Chavo Guerrero.
Trae un vaso de cartón.
Un vaso de cartón fue ese, Luis.
Sí, lo mete en los ojos a Chavo.
Le sacó filo, le hizo punta y le pegó a Chavo. cuenta rápida de Piper para Chavo Guerrero como relámpago. Chavo golpea el vientre de Ron Bass. Ya tiró el vaso ese de papel Chavo Guerrero fuera del ring.
Se lo quitó a Ron Bass.
Y continúa la acción dura aquí en esta gran lucha de parejas. Ok, Luis, aquí está la acción. Ota contra Chavo Guerrero. Buena patada del Chavo y la cosa se ha puesto candente aquí, ¿verdad?
Desde el principio empezó la cosa. Bueno, Roddy Piper levanta esos ánimos.
Doble patada de Gorman a Ota. Este es golpe de tiempo, patadas de tiempo. Da el azotón de espaldas Ota. Y Chavo empieza con sus patadas allá, doctor Ota. Y le clava otra en la región del vientre. Chavo Guerrero contra Ota en este momento. Y le tuerce la cabeza. ¡Qué cara la de doctor Ota! Duro castigo de Chavo y apoyando las piernas y torciéndole con las manos a Ota la cabeza.
¿Ves la cuenta que les hace?
Sorprendiendo a Chavo, que estaba distraído por Piper Ota, y lo lleva ahora contra la rodilla derecha de Ron Bass. Vaya que estos tipos están acoplados. Y digo los tres, ¿verdad?
Los tres, sí.
Jalando el brazo, patada de Ron Bass a Chavo. Intento de toque la espalda. ¡Ey! ¡Qué rapidez para contar! Por poco le cuenta, le pone toque de espaldas. No Ron Bass, sino Piper a Chavo Guerrero.
Antes no cuenta de 2 en 2.
Small package de Chavo a Ron Bass. 1, 2, come on! Get it fast. Chavo ya está furioso contra Piper. Se armó la gorda aquí en el Olympic. Allá va Ota y Bass contra Chavo Guerrero, que le está tallando el cuello a Chavo con un cordón con algo allí. Doctor Ota, mientras distrae a Piper Ron Bass. Allá en el centro de la sábana azul es la cosa dura.
Lo está ahorcando con algo.
Claro. Le está tallando el cuello con un cordón, con un quién sabe qué. Allí doctor Ota, Chavo Guerrero. Y Piper no se ha dado cuenta, claro.
Hay una cinta, sí.
Una cinta, quién sabe qué cosa es. Allá en el centro de la plancha azul va la cosa.
Oh, por parte de la
su
truza,
tirante, con
sí.
su tirante, con el tirante izquierdo de la butarga. Y se va encima, intento de toque de espaldas. 1, 2 palmadas. La...
And welcome back to the Iwar Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening, we have a bunch of bums. We got Aaron, we got Scott, we got Matt. What's going on tonight, gentlemen?
Hey,
Screw you.
And I use the term very loosely.
bring back Luther. Bring back Luther.
He's never coming back.
Hold on, I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
I'm home.
So, before we get too into the show, I see that Leon's in the chat. Leon, can you tell me if we sound okay? Is there currently sound? So please let me know. Hope there is sound. You would think it'd be easy. You'd think I would get the hang of it by now, but you never quite know about the sound because I have I guess you would call it my mixer, my equalizer here on the side, and And okay, he sounds just fine, so we're good to go.
That should be your new IWA character, the Equalizer.
You mean Dave Sullivan, the Equalizer? Evad. Remember that? He was trying to be this like that was a weird angle. He had the pet bunny. WCW was fucked up.
Was that late 90s?
That was 94. So Dave Sullivan, which was it was a character that the Equalizer did because he was the Equalizer. Before that, he was Kevin Sullivan's brother that has the dyslexia, and he had a pet bunny, and he would feud with Diamond Dallas Page over the Diamond Doll.
It pretty much writes itself.
It does. It does. I don't know if they ever killed that bunny. I'm pretty sure they killed the bunny at one point. I think DDP gave it the diamond cutter. So that's that.
Well, we had to figure if she was pregnant or not. Come on.
You ever seen that the issue of Playboy that she's in?
The Diamond Doll.
Yes. So Kimberly did a full spread, not in the good way, but a full spread in Playboy. It's very distracting because in just about every photo of her has DDP in it. So when you're looking at Kimberly, and you're like, "Oh, I'm really turned on by this," and then DDP's ugly ass right next to her, and it's like,
and he's diamond cutting a bunny, and you're just like,
I don't know where my other hand's supposed to go. That's the real question.
I've always wanted to do this.
You're like,
bang!
It's DDP in it. Keep going.
I've always wanted to be in Playboy.
But no one ever talks about, like, and this is the height of her fame too, and no one ever talks about her pictorial and Playboy like they did with Chyna and Sable and Tori and something like that. That's not very lauded. And she was active in WCW at the time. You'd think they were really up behind that, but they did not because it's WCW.
Yeah, and that became a thing for quite a while. Almost like every WWE diva did a Playboy. It seems to have gone away now, but it sounds like Diamond Doll would have been ahead of the game a little bit.
I mean, I'm upset that I never got that Stacy Keibler. She never did one.
Right.
So it makes me sad. She still could.
ODB never did one.
No.
Makes me kind of sad.
She's out there anyways. Just look hard enough.
Matt's seen some shit.
ODB would have been in the. Good Lord, I can't talk. ODB would have been in Hustler anyway. So.
There was someone. Well, I shouldn't say that.
You were about to talk about the Page sex tape, and all of my wrestling footage that I have that I've accumulated from over the years and mostly from Southeast Asia. I did in fact inquire that as well, so it's in my collection.
There was someone who was in the industry back when I was younger that I knew, and she was in Hustler magazine as well.
Judy Martin?
Leilani Kai. No.
Funny thing though. Quick aside.
Yeah.
Anytime on Twitter anyone does, well, who's your wrestling crush, right? And everyone posts, pictures of Elizabeth and Sunny, and I always come through every time it comes up with a picture of Judy Martin. Every single time as my first wrestling crush.
Nice.
That chick was throwing out power bombs in '86 like they were nothing. Her like Lani Kai were the WWF women tag team champions, and they were the equivalent of the Road Warriors.
I think I'd go with Bull Nakano.
Bull Nakano is actually a professional golf player.
Mine was Palestina, the terrorist from the Glow days. I was a fan of hers. I was on board.
Nice.
Paige Saraya, and I will say Paige has some quality offline pictures.
So here's the deal with Paige. Like I wasn't never into Paige like at all, and then I saw her in person. And I was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
like amazing. Like
Dreamweaver.
Like the TV does not do her any justice whatsoever. So
how tall is she?
She has to be probably 5'10", 5'11". Like,
so she's bigger. Okay.
Yeah, because she was with at the time she was with Del Rio, and Del Rio was fucking massive. Like you don't
Yeah.
think people on she's 5'8", according to Leon. Thank you. I'm sure he's on Wikipedia right now for us, so I appreciate that. But yeah, 5'8", probably in flat feet, but she was probably wearing like 4-inch heels too at the time. So that's probably that. So saw her at the same convention that I met the Young Bucks at. So
Nice.
very nice guys at the time. I don't know if they're so nice anymore, but
what do you want to start the show with?
You got questions?
Yeah.
Oh, Leon knows her brother. So the brother, I'm assuming that wrestles, correct? Very nice, very nice. So yeah, start with the good old JB questions.
All right, so Johnny, a lot of coverage here. So
like my underwear.
Johnny B. Jr. Well, Alex began episode 157 with a video from the International Wrestling Alliance. It's a shame he didn't have footage available from the International Wrestling Association, which was a Cleveland-based promotion that also shared our initials, because it would have segued nicely into the beginning of the next episode, which he kicked off with a match of Walter Johnson of the Cleveland Browns. Anyway, here are 3 noteworthy events from episode 157 in which Scott the Heel was accused of being in the early stages of dementia. I remember the heel, Scott the Heel, because he gave everybody a stunner.
Yes.
All right, so first up, Darren wrote in the chat box that Johnny B was a Benny Hill fan, to which a clearly uncertain Matt responded, "I would buy that for $1." I had already confirmed that my father, the original Johnny B, enjoyed the program in episode 119. On that very show, Matt commented that he also watched the British import, admitting being a huge fan as a kid. Very true. And remarked it didn't hold up well in modern times, like his memory. Oh. Second.
It's not as good as the Love Boat, by the way.
There you go.
Ted McGinley's the man.
Second, when I raised the subject of the Idleways TV commercial, Matt reacted as if he was hearing a revelation for the first time, going as far to exclaim, "Why is this the first I've heard of this?" Probably, But I informed of the existence in 2017 through the trivia I submitted in the 89th issue of the Iwar magazine, which celebrated the BRL's 500th round competition. The section was unceremoniously ripped from the document when Matt updated it back in April. It seems it was simultaneously exercised from his memory. It may be true. I don't remember that at all, but that's okay. Finally, immediately before Scott's well-justified heel turn, Matt mentioned that he had forgotten the vote we had held regarding the publication of the strategy totals in league bulletins, which occurred in early 2020. And so I asked, why was Scott singled out for possibly suffering from dementia? Struggling to recall a few random names from multiple decades ago is objectively more difficult than remembering a few facts of personal significance from a mere 2 to 6 years in the past. But I'm going to stop defending him now because I just remember that I was included in the group of people he verbally assaulted. That was essentially Scott coming to the ring with a bunch of beers and giving everyone beers and turning on him. So next up, referring to that commercial, Matt posed the query: what market did it air in? Was it national? Was it local? What year of the ad in Fangoria magazine? All right, so Johnny B. Jr. says, as you estimated, our Fangoria and most likely appearance and issue in the late 80s, early 90s, but I'm afraid, I can't narrow it down to more than that. We employed an advertising agency to manage all our aspects of our ambitious Idlewild campaign, which is comprised of both print ads and television spots. I wasn't privy to such specifics such as air dates and locales, and the marketing company didn't seem to be around anymore. But the commercial would have been shown in the early mid-90s on cable TV stations during off-peak hours. So between the commercials for Glow with the Ninja going, call the 100 number now.
It's probably like the Lifetime's like songs of the 80s, like that commercial.
Well, it's probably too early for the Girls Gone Wild commercials, but that was more ECW. Let's see here.
I knew a girl on there once.
On Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah.
All right. In the areas of the U.S. where wrestling was popular, it opened with a white background and a casually dressed teenage boy walked on screen and began speaking. My first impression was that they had shamelessly copied the ubiquitous Encyclopedia Britannica spots of the era. My father and I were not impressed. Oh. Okay, here's some good Q&A right here. Alex asked, "What were your first impressions of the Tubecast the first time you heard it?" Johnny B. Jr. If I were to describe my initial reaction in one word, it would be unreal. I still experience a bit of that sensation every episode. It's flattering this game has become part of so many people's lives in such an extent that have even gone to effort of producing video content for their fellow players, as well as members of the former Soviet Union. Alex, try to imagine what it would be like to come home from work, turn on the TV, and start watching a news broadcast about gas prices when the camera suddenly pans over to a person standing at the pump wearing a "I Dig That" t-shirt. When you created that logo, you were never expecting to escape the confines of the Tubecast, but there it is, out in the world, unreal. Alex asked, I want to know the history of marketing of IWA Championship and the Win the Free Belt advertising. Johnny B. Jr. In the beginning, our physical prize consisted mostly of plaques and clock trophies, which are now collector's items, apparently, as Scott would know. But when we discovered that the engraved belts were available from Clemmer Championship Belt Company, a local business no less, we knew we had lucked into something special. As Alex pointed out when he asked the question, being able to purchase real wrestling belts was a rarity back then. Our early ads were a crude result of marrying the capabilities of a typewriter with those of a photocopier, so it wasn't feasible to incorporate a picture of a simple belt. There you go. Aaron's showing it off. A sample belt to them. And even when I designed our current ad using more modern equipment, a realistic photo would have clashed with the style of the illustration, but omitting an accurate representation of the prize ended up working heavily in our favor, since no picture could possibly compete with the imaginations of young wrestling fans, especially before the internet was so pervasive and people thus had more call to exercise those imaginations. Pause for a risque remark from Alex.
No risque remark needed.
Also,
Although I do remind me of the time where I would try to download explicit photos in the mid '90s, and it would take like 6 minutes to download a picture of Sonny.
Alyssa Milano, first picture. So there we go.
I mean, that tracks for you. So
Does, yeah.
it does.
I would like
You ever
to
seen that
take...
vampire movie she was in where she's topless?
No.
All right, well, we'll talk about that later.
I would like to take the credit for the ad's heading, but a small chance it was suggested by my brother, who was our in-house artist at the time. Oh, what the heck? It was my idea, all mine. Johnny B. heel turn. I would argue Johnny B. turns heel every time a cycle drops. Because I know Johnny B. says he's not on the Facebook mechanism there. But in the dungeon, one of my favorite things is how people will post like the drop and like the chart with the results. And then you get half the people going like, I'm a genius, I hit a 501. And other people are like, this game sucks.
I've talked you off the ledge a couple of times myself. So
Yeah. Oh, I think the 28s dropping was the hardest for me ever, though. That one hurt. Alex asked, can we get some background on, do you want to actually, I'll read this now, yeah, and then we can do it next time for the actual. So can we get some background on the mind exercises from Johnny B? So the mind exercises were a thing that I put as a free little brain teaser type thing in the Idaho bulletins. So Johnny B. Jr. One of my father's great joys was creating all types of games and diversions, and he would occasionally include one of the league bulletins to give managers a little more bang for their buck, and also to learn if any of the ideas had the potential to be his next big play-by-play adventure. Not all the games and activities were wrestling related. For example, we took his board game about dam breaking called That Damn Game and gave it a makeover for Halloween '95. Rather than pursued by floodwaters, players had to escape from an Egyptian tomb. I don't know how popular Don't Wake Mummy.
Oh no.
God. Oh. Don't Wake Mummy was with Idaho managers, but at least it didn't cost them anything. Can we find these? I'm fairly certain we distributed the wrestling-themed brain teasers you shared on episode 157 to all active players in June of 2000. My father had long been an anagram enthusiast and invented a game called Name Shakes, an obvious play on the word namesakes, while teaching high school. In it, players would unscramble letters and the names provided discovered an amusing answer to a question. The questions were presented by Hank Sesame, which was an anagram for Name Shakes. Here are a few examples. What did Oliver Overshield do in front of his daughter's date?
I got a couple ideas.
oiled his revolver. I oiled my revolver pretty well. What did Lou Sings with a Y leave to posterity? Ugly sons. What was the last thing Myrtle Ashbattle's husband said to her? Try the meatballs. Why is Peter A. Pilot's Christmas tree decorated with... Oh, sorry. What is Peter A. Pilot's toilet... Damn it.
Bidet.
No, not bidet. What is Peter A. Pilot's Christmas tree decorated with? Toilet paper. And final example, with a timely Iwar tie-in, what did the late Gunther Salt miss most? The last rung. I think these work better when you read them. Yeah. All right. So then, Darren had a question. Let me hit water here. I love the silly Idaway games. They were so much fun.
I think I'm going to include when I come back, we're going to do a Luther Alexander coloring contest. I'm going to include a picture of Luther, which all you guys can color.
I thought you said he wasn't coming back.
He might. We'll see.
Darren asked, back when the Idaway was in the early days, and you had players from Canada, when they sent you Canadian money, what did you do with it? Did you just let it pile up? Did you have a coin jar?
Threw it in the trash.
Johnny B. Jr. We would let it pile up until we had collected enough for it to be worth paying the bank's exchange fee, at which point we would trade it in for real money. Ha. On one occasion, we gifted the stash to one of the many, many brothers who was responsible for creating Wildfire Johnny Rage, but probably not the Win a Real Belt ad heading, to use in a trip to the Great White North. He experienced an unexpected twist when his rental car was stolen and taken for a joyride by Canada's sole unruly teenager. The Mounties quickly recovered it in pristine condition. In fact, the mischievous youngsters had filled the gas tank and gotten it detailed. It's possible my brother was joking about the last part. Canadians, they're so nice. Let's see. I asked, has the Idaway ever made a list of countries you've had players from? Johnny B. Jr. We've never compiled an actual list, but we've had managers from the U.S. and various parts of the Commonwealth, including Canada, England, North Ireland, Scotland, and Australia. We've also brought the strange hobby of imaginary wrestling to players in places like Germany and Sweden. Some of our managers are in the armed forces, so we don't always know where they're currently stationed, but some have mentioned locations as Korea and the Philippines. Then there was the young man whom we allowed to play for free so we could advertise that we had a player from Russia. He was willing to pay in rubles, and we briefly considered it, but my brother wasn't confident he would have the same luck with a rental car in that country. Bonus surprise, his name was Vladimir Joseph Putin. Oh, my God.
Ooh.
It turns out Vladimir Putin just wants his 501.
I'm going to write that down. Hold on.
That's why he's so mad. He never won a Clemmer belt.
Let's go in the pocket for an idea for 2026.
So. There you go.
Long-term storytelling.
Alex was going to ask Johnny B, Star Wars or Star Trek. I'm pretty sure he's a Babylon 5 guy. Matt, he likes Firefly. Alex said Stargate. I can see him really doing the Stargates big into tech war. Wow, this is a long answer. Johnny B. Jr. Not being much of a mark for sci-fi as an adult, whether it was spelled the cool way or not, I've never seen Babylon 5, nor any of the Stargate shows, nor Tech War. Firefly had a few moments I enjoyed, but there were simply too many things that made no sense. Consider the Army had an experimental substance that turned into a rabid, hyper-aggressive killers, at least whenever they were on screen, yet somehow they remained rational enough to perform routine maintenance on their spaceships, organize patrols, and resist the urge to attack each other's ships, as well as any ships the stars of the show made up to look slightly less than a civilian transport that it was. Also, the explanation provided for the 87-pound main cast member being capable of single-handedly defeating a beggar's dozen of 250-pound deranged soldiers in hand-to-hand combat was that surgeons operating at the behest of the government had cut into her brain on a handful of occasions. That was seriously the reason, at least on another of Joss Whedon's show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he gave an 87-pound cast main cast member a supernatural source for her impossible strength, so it was much easier to stomach. As for the Star Wars Star Trek debate, the name alone should give potential viewers a clue to which of those would be more entertaining. If the main idea of the show was to have its cast of characters must follow a prime directive and not interfering with any planet they would happen to encounter, the only way to keep the show from being a total snooze fest would have them to disobey that directive in basically every episode. Therefore, why even have it? One of the main planets the original Star Trek crew interfered with was 100% independent from Earth, yet it had been miraculously evolved. I remember this episode. Exactly to match the 1920s Chicago, complete with Tommy guns and identical slang. Another such planet was the home to eternally feuding Hatfields and McCoys in space. Would Star Wars have reached its level of popularity if they had replaced Ben Kenobi with Abe Lincoln? The original Star Wars series had an episode that featured prominent former President Abraham Lincoln in space. The only 3 Star Wars movies that ever made may have featured Jim Henson's Muppets, but at least they put in the effort to differentiate the aliens from the humans. Some Star Trek series, on the other hand, would have fixed tiny prosthetic to the bridge of an actor's nose and called that an alien race. I recall an episode of the original series where an actor's face had been colored blue, but the paint budget ran out before they could get to the hands. Compare the quality of Star Wars droids with another face painter on Star Trek. The ultra creative really named Data. Is there any real contest? The Star Trek universe also boasts a holodeck in which everything is a hologram and thus composed entirely of light, yet the characters can physically interact with light beams and even be knocked down by them. When holo chess was being played on the Millennium Falcon, the characters didn't even attempt to pick up the pieces because they knew they dealt with holograms. Call it something else, Roddenberry. On one sci-fi TV show, I can at least half-heartedly recommend is Space Above and Beyond. While it remains characters who wear special contact lenses, and that's supposed to be their androids, there are also other poor decisions on display. The producers at least did a decent job with a look at the main enemies. The ship battles were engaging. In fact, a full-size mock-up of the spaceship model used in the show was mistaken in real life by Russian intelligence as a new advanced type of U.S. fighter jet. But perhaps my favorite aspect is that it was based on an old military show I used to watch, the original Johnny B, named Combat. With an exclamation point. Yep. Combat. So the characters on it were very much permitted to interfere with any resistance they encountered. Which fictional occupation do you think would make a more compelling show? Space Marines or space scientists? Rant over.
So long story short, he's a fan of Quantum Leap.
That's right. You nailed it. So there it is. Thank you, Johnny B, for those.
And there is a wrestler appearance on Quantum Leap. Do you know which wrestler appeared in Quantum Leap?
Terry Funk, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Nice.
You're yellow. Lawler, you're yellow.
Aye.
You guys think I'm kidding when I say that I love.
Where's Lawler? He's yellow. He's yellow. Lawler, come back here. You yellow pig.
That was my ringer.
Nice.
I left it on one day at work and I forgot about it. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like scrambling to get my phone.
No wonder your boss hates you.
Oh, you're yellow.
My favorite part of that is like just Lance Russell with the cigarette in the beginning. It cracks me up.
Lance just like.
And then Lawler comes down with the crown. So Lawler comes out in full regalia. And Harry Funk makes fun of him. He's like, "You idiot! There's no one here. Why are you wearing your crown?" And then he's like, "Do you have a gun, Lawler? Do you have a gun? Are you gonna stab me? Are you gonna shoot me?"
I like too after Lawler at the end where he kicks the spike back into Terry's eye, and Terry's like rolling around, and he's like, "You quit." It's such a kid thing. Like that's something kids would do. Like, yeah, but you quit.
He goes to Lance, like, "Lance, please help me. Lawler's yellow. Help me, Lance. Lawler's yellow, though." So apparently, apparently, like they thought the house was going to go up. The next one, the house went down on the next show.
Dude, what?
So So Terry Funk does a shoot interview talking about it. He's like, "Yeah, man, we shot this angle, and it seemed to be really popular, but the next show, the house went down. No one came out to watch me fight Lawler the next show."
Wow.
There's another great Terry Funk promo where he's in Florida and he's in the shower, and he's like, "I want to show you guys how you be a real Florida cracker." So he takes a gallon of motor oil and dumps it on his head, and then takes like a 5-pound bag of dirt and just sticks it all over himself. So he's just covered in dirt and oil, cutting his promo. It's insane. Awesome.
Well, there we have our Q&A to go once again. And if you have questions for Johnny B,
Yeah.
please send them to us. We're happy to ask on the show. We're probably going to fire some more off.
Yeah.
Johnny, with his photographic memory, he remembers like in episode 143.
My question for Johnny B was in the 80s, late 70s and into the 80s, there were two really big fads, I guess you would call it, or hobbies that were really huge, especially in my area. But I'm curious about if any of you guys were around. So, slot car racing. Does anyone remember slot car racing? You know what that is? You don't know what
Boy
slot
Scouts thing?
Like, no, you would get like little, like 6-inch cars, and you would go race cars at the slot car place. Like, there's like, so you know, like those. You probably got them for Christmas or whatever. Do you know like the cars that go on like the figure 8 track?
Yeah,
you put the cars on it, and you have the remote on it, and it goes around the track.
Ah,
There was just bigger versions of those.
I do remember that.
So you used to go down to the slot car race place, and you race your car against other kids, adults, teenagers, or whatever. And that's when and it kind of morphed from that to like the RC car rage, like again the Japanese imports, like the RC cars, the remote control cars, like the really nice $500 ones. So I'm curious about if did you do RC cars? Did you do the planes? My cousin had a boat, an RC boat that was sick.
There was a place at one of the malls near me that had like a Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And across from it was like a RV, like RC type place where like an indoor track. It wasn't slot, but I remember that because you could go over and you could watch the guys that were doing it.
Yeah. And
There's a Hall of Fame gentleman right now with IWA that still does slot cars, Johnny Vendetta.
Really?
Yeah, he's really big into it. He wants it good.
That's one thing I want to go look back on, and maybe I'll find some YouTube videos and see what that was. Because I remember it was so huge when I was a kid. Like it was between that and like BMX bikes, like going down the trails and doing that. Like those were huge.
There's a good like I don't know if it's a tweet or whatever or was on TikTok, and it's like what's something that was huge and then just went away. And I remember for a while like the Garmin's for your car.
Oh, the GPSs?
Yeah, GPS for your car. Then it's nope. It's all right here.
My dad was super into Garmin's like when they first came out, like something fierce. Like
are radar detectors still a thing? Remember those?
Yeah, they exist. We sold them at Best Buy.
I remember that was a big thing when I was a kid. Like I had a friend like I got a radar detector. Like okay.
Yeah, but you can get that on your phone too. So like you can see where speed traps are on your phone. So.
Oh, I meant to mention this last time. I don't think Aaron was on the show last time. Aaron, I had people from Toronto go through my line, and it was funny because they had the thick Toronto accent. And the weirdest part was the dude who was in line with them, just like behind them, had a Toronto Maple Leafs hat. So they pulled his shirt over his head instead of punching him, just to make him feel normal.
That's my most hated team, the Maple Leafs.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But they suck, right?
No, they're awesome.
Are they really?
They always choke in the playoffs.
So you're a big Nordiques fan? Is that the reason?
Close. Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, okay. Boo!
Who also hate the Boston Bruins. Like
that's, yeah, we're a big rival, so that's.
But the Toronto Maple Leafs had the famous. They call it the train going off the cliff against the Boston Bruins, where they were up in the playoffs like 3-1 and totally blew it. The Bruins came back and won like 4 games straight. And so that was pretty funny.
Does Winnipeg have a
Bruins
team? The Jets, are they still there?
They do, yeah. They've been back for about 10 years now,
Okay.
Alex.
I used to play them over in NHL '94 in my Sega Genesis.
Nice. That's the first NHL game I played.
Is that the one with the blood, or was it '93?
They all had blood.
No, one of the games it was like '93 or '94.
That's when the ambulance came over and ran over everybody.
No, it's like you'd punch, and all of a sudden the guy would go down, and blood would hit the ice.
That wasn't Blades of Steel.
Oh,
They actually had a
that
whole
was-
different screen for fighting.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I remember a Raw WWF Raw game for Super Nintendo, and I think you could knock out the ref.
You
And
can.
I can't remember what game it was, but that's all me and my buddies wanted to do was knock out the ref.
So
And then it would
that debuted in a little bit earlier when the Royal Rumble came out for Super Nintendo.
right.
So you could run into the referee, but then you could choke and you could eye gouge without getting disqualified if the referee was knocked out.
Yeah, there would be no rules after you knock the ref out.
Hashtag bring back the eye gouge.
Is that
Good segue for a question for Johnny B. With a house with so many kids, did they have like an Atari? Did they have a Coleco? Did they have a PC? I mean, I know they had a PC, but did they have like, a Nintendo or Genesis? What was it? Sega Genesis, Nintendo, and what was the other one?
TurboGrafx 16, Neo Geo.
Neo Geo. Trying to remember.
So I think they had a Vectrex. That's my guess. Vectrex or Magnavox Odyssey or a Fairchild ColecoVision.
ColecoVision, thank you.
ColecoVision, right.
They probably had a Fairchild Channel F.
And we still do have the eye gouge as part of the holds list. It's hold number 23, and it was worth 5 points.
It's
this
due.
cycle.
It's due to come up. It's
due for a bounce back.
gonna bounce
All right,
up to
guys,
30.
early workshop tip. Take 23.
Take the eye gouge. 23s are going nowhere but up.
Yeah. I think I had another typical Atari luck thing where I hit 5-1 with Atari, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to get any report.
Are you talking about the video game system or?
Yeah, right. That's true. That's actually Lee Atari's finisher, the Atari Thumb, is an homage to those days. But curious if they had, I don't know if it was a thing where, well, they had so many kids they couldn't afford to have an Atari because, their dad was a teacher. I don't know what their mom did, but,
I think she was an astrophysicist.
there you go.
That would track. That would
Whatever it
track.
takes. The numbers. Computer
Well, why
techniques.
don't we ask him? Johnny B, what did your mom do?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, what was a question we came up with earlier? There, we were talking on Skype last night. I had a question for you to ask.
So my first video game system was the Intellivision, by the way,
In television.
with Masters of the Universe. Was the first video game I ever played. The sad part about it was like 1991. So
Hey, I graduated that year.
So we would get things late, and I'm pretty sure, I had an NAS, but I'm pretty sure my dad took it out of someone's garbage and fixed it. Because he would do things like that. Still does. So
Nice.
Because I can't see my dad spending upwards of $200 circa 1986 for an NES. So.
Yeah, I think most of my systems were hand-me-downs. One of the most infamous Christmases I ever had was me and my little brother were stoked to get a PlayStation 1, and my grandma bought us one from Sears, and we opened it on Christmas Day, and you know what was inside of that fucking box? A Sears catalog. Someone had swapped out the PS1 and returned it. My grandma was so heartbroken.
And to this day, Aaron has never gotten a PS1.
we pulled out this, and the catalog was tattered.
Pages stuck together, the whole nine.
It was crazy.
Oh man. Should have gone to Service Merchandise.
Should have, 100%. It's funny because when I got my PS1, my dad, being my father, of course, there was no games with it. He bought me PlayStation 1, with no games. So we couldn't play anything on Christmas morning.
Right.
Lucky for me, Blockbuster was open.
Nice.
I was able to rent Tekken until I took the remainder of my Christmas money and over the following days went and bought PlayStation games.
And back in those days, they had the memory cards for PlayStation, but that was just for like saving your game, I guess. Like you couldn't like save a full game. It was for saving like checkpoints.
Yep, 100%. When that Final Fantasy came out, that was the game changer for play. That's what made that system. So,
damn,
the game was 3 CDs long.
How much did you really enjoy having a Commodore 64 and then rolling the dice each time? I mean, come on now. That was fun.
With that floppy? Ridiculous. So, you guys may know this. The computer that I currently have, I built. You don't really build computers. You assemble computers. When people say, I built my PC, they assemble them. They don't build them.
Right. They're not like soldering the motherboard or like.
So obviously my computer has no branding on it because I built it. So I bought Commodore stickers on it. So technically my computer is a Commodore 128. So
nice.
So.
Did you put a floppy drive in it?
No, but I did buy a separate Blu-ray drive. So
nice.
So
a bit of a throwback.
My dad kind of made a decision to go instead of PlayStation, we had Atari, but instead of going to like Nintendo, whatever, he got like Commodore 64, VIC 128, and then it just was up from there. You know.
The VIC 128. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah. For the longest time, we had the boxes in the basement, like years and years and years later.
That's worth a good bit of change right now, my friend.
Probably, yeah. But anyways, to get back, I sent you a picture. It's in the center of our screen right now.
Sure is.
And that is from, I think it was called Map Mania. And it was...
Not the video game. Not the video game.
No. This was a magazine. And I don't know how I missed... There's certain things I missed out on. The moment the Idaway was going to do a yearbook in like 1987 or 88. Yeah. And it was going to have every player's name, their wrestlers, where they were from, their address, like a pen pal book. And then when all the copycat games popped up, and I mean Johnny B can probably chime in and tell us if he remembers that or not. But I remember
you don't want to be giving your mailing list the competition.
Well, one of the things I did back in the day when I was a commissioner, when I first started being a commissioner, I got the idea for commission stuff from the Grandmasters League, the GML, and it was Rich Farrell's report, Alex Dallas's report that kind of like shaped my approach to it. And the GML had like all these top names in the game playing there. So what I was thinking was, well, I'm going to try to get as many players as I can to the BRL. And what I had done is I had saved, for years, I had saved addresses. So like every time, like, cause it used to be back in the day, you could print your address along with your comments.
Yeah.
And it wasn't uncommon. And now, of course, you wouldn't see it at all.
You go into old wrestling magazines and you'll see that left and right. Like there's like notable people. I think there's one for Missy Hyatt as a teen. There's one for Taz as a teen.
Nice. So. Yeah, there's I used to do the what's called the New Age Management newsletter. Scott might remember those. And I actually have the whole entire collection here. There's about 3 years worth almost, and I would do like
you should bound those and
I know. It's just like this is from July of '91, number 15, and it was it's just like wrestler of the month, our most hated enemies, little scribbles, random things, active members and their addresses, just like the DXL report, the RBL, the OGL. Like I don't remember being in the ICL, Ice Cold League. Although I think the ICP was the first stable to use stable initials. Maybe someone can challenge that. Johnny.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the first stable initials were.
But I believe the Ice Cold Posse was the first one.
Ice Cold
ICP.
Posse.
Yeah. They were. I
Not
forget.
the Insane Clown Posse.
Nope.
No.
No. The Ice Cold Posse was.
They
the first
probably
one.
played. ICP probably played the game. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Well, I was telling.
Johnny B's a juggalo.
That's a good question. There's a question for Johnny B. Name your first concert and the last concert you went to. And
So-
all right, first concert, last concert, favorite concert.
So if I had to pick for him, it's going to be Debbie Gibson would be his first one.
Yeah.
And his last concert would be
Adele.
No, I would say the reunion of New Kids on the Block. Or
98
Menudo.
Degrees.
Menudo.
Oh.
But he wants to see Adele.
No, he Johnny B just recently went to an Ice Spice concert, so that's
She's terrible, dude. I saw her on SNL. I was like, oh, let's see how she. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's
Like
she's a stripper.
There's a lot of musicians that are talented out there. She's not one of them.
No.
Is Johnny a Swiftie?
Johnny is Swifty. Well, where is she from originally? Isn't it near Tennessee or something?
Who knows?
Well, didn't she babysit for Jeff Jarrett? That the whole thing that he said.
Possibly.
I believe that's a true fact. Anyways,
true.
So that picture in the middle, I sent you the picture of it.
Yes, sir.
That was a artwork put together by Will Boberg, who we had in the last episode. We showed you some of his work from the BRL, and this was Matt Starr, who is like New Wrestlers gonna be a series, and the Matt Mania
Matt
series.
Starr. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. The series was supposed to be follow his adventures. And it was just it was fun. That's how the game was. It was like you had fun stuff like that. Alan Henderson said they did. I used to feud with them. There it is. Pennsylvania. So, do you want to talk
We've got Alan and Leon chiming in the chat. Thanks for joining us, guys. I think we've got about 7 people watching along, so thanks everyone for tuning in.
That's right. I'm wearing my serious hat.
We're watching what seems to be a giant Baba match. So there you go.
And what's that in the background, Matt? That looks like a Senior Lucha mask, as well as your IWA World Title.
That's right.
Senior Lucha 1.
Yeah, and I also because I knew Alex would be excited to see this. I have my Fisto shirt.
There it is. It's gonna give you a
I
good
always love
fisting.
That's right. He fisted hard. He fisted well, but he could not fist them all. So, do you want to talk about results or?
Sure. I mean, that's why we're here.
And Hey Monday says that he thought it was Darren, but it's Aaron. I'm pretty sure I've heard before all Canadians look the same, so
They smell alike. That's for sure.
I don't take offense to that.
You need a longer beard to be Darren. Yeah,
Smell
like 6 more years of growth. to get
maple
halfway.
syrup and desperation.
If you think I look like Darren, then I'll take that as a compliment.
There you go.
You all smell like Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons, poutine, and shame.
I used to sell poutine at Trader Joe's. They stopped.
Oh,
carrying
What'd you used to sell? Excuse me?
poutine.
Oh. Like you got to go to prison.
Yeah. Matt, yeah, he used to sell it in the back.
Yeah.
That's right. But isn't poutine just basically French fries with gravy?
It's delicious.
Well, there's cheese curds in it as well, and
Delicious.
I've never been able to figure out what kind of cheese. Like, it's just cheese curds. So whatever kind of cheese that is, maybe Johnny B can tell us. But I mean, he's from Ohio. That's close enough.
It's from under cheese. That's for sure.
I think Canadians put it in a magical Canadian cauldron. They mix up like Labatt Blue, cigarettes, gravy, and then it just produces this magical cheese that they put in poutine.
So when I went up to Niagara Falls on vacation over the summer, I was very disappointed that there was not more Bret Hart statues.
Oh,
there was a
damn.
few, but there should have been more. And
Right,
how come
right.
he's not on money? He should be on money.
Did
It
they
should
try
be.
to get him on once?
I think there was an attempt. Like there should be a pink $20 bill with his face on it.
I'm gonna get Justin Trudeau on the horn tomorrow.
He owes me some
First
money.
thing tomorrow morning. First thing tomorrow morning. Well, it would be the same for the U.S. Like, why isn't Terry Funk or Ric Flair on a bill? You know,
should be.
There's lots of reason Ric Flair isn't.
Yeah. Terry Funk's not problematic, so it's okay.
Well, why don't we lead off with the WTL since Scott's there.
Scott,
and then I'm already looking at it. So we start out with the WTL. The Western Frontier Champion is the High Roller, Paul Vegas. Lone Star Champion is AOD Super Dragon.
Super Dragon.
Central Plains Champion Cell Block Charlie. Mexico Champion Outlaw Ace and Eights. Dodge City Champion Bowen Bullock. The Tombstone Champion BNC Maximus Hightower. The Prairie View Champion Senor Lucha.
Boo.
The Widowmaker Champion Shackles Malone. Badlands Champion SOS Dolphin Balor. Excuse me. Cripple Creek Champion. Just What's in Lance Pants. Southwest Champion Impressive. Got me all coughed up. Chisholm Trail Champion, the Dumpster Mo Heathcliff.
Duke Drosy?
He's gonna puke.
Straws.
Western Frontier Tag Team Champions, Chainsaw Chuck and Super Dragon. Lone Star Tag Team Champions, the Spittoon Loogie and the Gambler Jack Potts.
Nice.
Western Frontier 6-man champions, Chainsaw Chuck, Mid-South Maxwell, and Super Dragon. And the Lone Star 6-man champions, the Shatterdays, Wyatt, Wayne, and Bart. The Bunkhouse Brawl winner, yeah, that would be Mid-South Maxwell. I think he's won that more than once.
Yes, that's the second.
And then then the Commissioner's champion is Cowboy Schlitz.
But is it?
It could be. Or by the end of this cycle, it could be someone totally different.
Uh-oh.
So maybe we should let you get in on that and talk about Senior Lucha.
Not again.
Senior Lucha has hijacked the report again, claiming that Sheriff Lone Star slandered him. I didn't notice that the picture, if you look at the picture on the page, is page 11. Lucha looks like he spent too much time in the sun. He looks red and burnt. And I can tell I went to Hawaii once and I got burned like that. It was not fun.
By gonorrhea?
So Lucha, yes, Lucha booked himself into a championship match against Cowboy Schlitz, but we don't know if the actual commissioner is going to authorize it or not. But those of you who are fans of My Testicles can go see her full-page spread on the report where it says
what's going on in the WTL, guys? Come on.
WTL it really is the Wild West. And then
Wild West.
And then Senior Lucha complains about being targeted. It's unfair, and then he proceeds to offer $50,000 to anyone who beats Mr. Pennynickel. So we have, of course, the Clowns have matches against Death Rose Shank, Red Scorpion, who always keeps beating up Roman Reigns for some reason, and Ace and Eights. So
Hopefully next cycle we'll see Lucha get booted out of there, and Lone Star will come back and bring some justice. Hard, two-fisted justice. So there it is.
That's about it in the WTO.
When does
Back to you, Jim.
I dig that. Fantastic. I was just reading something. I don't know what's happening.
I was thrown off by two-fisted.
Two-fisted.
Yeah, we're currently watching a Terry Gordy versus Giant Baba match. So
Nice.
So you're welcome.
It's a deep cut.
Deep cut. Wayne Gretzky on the 1, Brett on the 5, Pamela on the 10. Pamela. Yeah.
Yeah.
QE2, I'm not sure what QE2 is.
Queen Elizabeth.
Ah.
The ship?
Miss Elizabeth, maybe.
Yeah.
And Alan says WTL is the best.
WTL is a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, it seems pretty bumping.
Right.
The trash talk looks pretty loaded, and
we should remind people that just because it has a Western theme, you don't have to have somebody with a Western theme. It is kind of a good challenge, though. So I would recommend everyone give it a try.
Yeah.
Does Senior
And
Lucha have a Western theme, or is he just kind of?
Well, he's a Mexican luchador, so he's representing the Mexicans back in the day.
He should go to the Alamo.
With that tricked out sombrero.
Yeah. Yes.
Did he come to the ring with a lowrider? Because he probably should.
Not yet, but he may show up in one.
Yeah, you never know.
He does have control of the WTO financial situations.
He's just hanging out with his testicles.
That's fair. That's fair.
And you know what? And she says, "Kiss my grits."
Quick question, quick aside. The woman who played, was it Flo? Who was it on Alice's Diner? That said "Kiss my grits."
Yeah, her name was Flo.
Okay. In the movie Gremlins, was that her as the mean old lady? Like Miss Gundershot or something like that?
Probably so. I would have to look and see.
All right. Some might know that. I was watching Gremlins, and the mean old lady. I'm like, is that because I just referenced Kiss My Grits. So I was like, is that the Kiss My Grits lady?
So, which wrestler made an appearance in Gremlins 2?
Terry Funk.
No, I wish. I wish though.
Good guess. Good guess.
Do we get a hint?
No, because any hint I would give you would give it away.
Was their first name Tess?
No. He used a lot of it though.
Tess.
Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2. I'm trying to remember Gremlins 2. I think I saw it once.
Does anybody in the chat know?
It's Johnny Bino.
Johnny B was in Gremlins 2.
I'll say the Iron Sheik.
Was it Hulk Hogan?
It was.
Oh, wow.
I looked it up. I looked it up on my Commodore 64.
So Hulk Hogan was in Gremlins 2 as, in fact, Hulk Hogan. He threatened to beat up some gremlins. A lot of fourth wall breaking in that movie as well.
Okay.
I have to watch that one.
So what's next up? What, we want to do BRL next? That's the deal?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
One quick thing.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
One quick thing. The year-end awards, once they're finished, something special will be sent out to the winners.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've seen it.
Fleming poop.
Yes.
Well, that's the start. But I mean, once you wipe all that away, there's something special underneath.
Has anyone seen the episode of Georgia Championship Wrestling where Ole Anderson gets a Christmas present from a couple of old ladies, and it's a chocolate penis?
No.
Okay. That's a real thing that happened. So.
Wow. All right. Ole.
All right, well, BRL, this is number 611. Our league champion is Dynasty's Hillbilly Kevin. He wins $25 in out of a credit, and he had a 501 strategy. And I believe it's if it's not perfect, it's damn close. So he has a legit shot, I believe, at the Idaho Championship. So good luck to Hillbilly Kevin. The Battle Royal winner, also winning $25 in out of a credit, was Nightingale D'Artagnan. How is it? D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan, thank you. D'Artagnan.
But the Three Musketeer guy?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
D'Artagnan Boulder Fist. So there he is. The tag champions are Team Meow 3.0, El Rey Scorpion, and El Barbero. The TV tag champs are Jack Whiskey and Hades. The six-man champions, who I believe broke the record for most times won in 1 year with their 9th BRL six-man championship. And I think they have 4 world champions, Idaho six-man. So really great year for the Mannequins. Unstoppable.
One of
BRL
my favorite
TV.
teams.
Yeah.
NWL alumni.
Yes. Flashy Jack Ferdinand's bodyguards proving themselves to be quite adept at team wrestling. The BRL TV six-man champions are Death Row's Cell Block Charlie, Shackles Malone, and Tack McGee. And I cannot confirm if they were the ones that shanked Derek Chauvin in prison.
That's fair.
I'd say there's a good chance.
Yeah. So then we have our TV champion, and I want to make a special note here because this is one of the guys I root for because he's an off-the-gritter, so he's doing old-fashioned, old-school way. Big Guns Greg Gannar.
Always TTing, always stirring it up.
Oh yeah, I think if he had like the record for most attacks with a steel chair or steel chain, he'd be up there. So Central Plains champion, also a member of Pain and Destruction, which is led by Greg Garner. American Destroyer. Then we have East Coast champion Double R Rob Ratliff, the Great Lakes champion Aries, the Middle Atlantic champion Heavy D, the Northeast champion Jason Bordeaux, the Pacific Northwest champion from the Battle Royal Nightingale D'Artagnan Boulderfist, the Rocky Mountain champion Sabretooth, the Southeast champion Alligator still cranking along, the Southwest champion the Pharmacist RX Pain. So Pain and Destruction, if you're playing at home, all over the title page. They're going to have 3 shots next cycle at the championship. Pretty good. And the West Coast champion, Mannequin number 1. So a lot going on there. I do want to pause and talk about a couple things BRL-wise. We are also winding up Iwar in general. We are winding up our year-end awards. So I sent out an email and a survey, and I said, hey, take a few minutes, fill this out, tell me who you think the top nominees should be for like most popular wrestler, most hated, things like that. We have about 120 players across the Iwar network. We've had 13 responses, so hopefully we'll get some more.
That means get off your ass.
Yeah, it helps me a lot because what I have to do is take all these things, then go back and I kind of kibitz with the Iwar creative team because each commissioner kind of knows. Like if I said to Aaron, tell me who your top 3 bad guys are, you kind of spit out some different names, but who your guys are, who your cast is, if you will. But it helps me to put these together because then what I do is I build surveys for each of the leagues and beat myself with a shoe while I do it. And you get to vote, and your votes really do count, like the wrestler, blah, blah, blah. So in other BRL news,
you should do what Puff Daddy did in the early 2000s when he wanted people to vote in the presidential campaign and wear a shirt that says "Vote or Die."
Vote or die. Or rape
them.
It wasn't Puff Daddy, right?
I think it was P Diddy actually. Yeah.
It was
no,
it was P Dookie because he was the shit.
Yeah.
P Diddy Papa.
He's got some bad news going on now. So Battlecade 18 results are in, and you're going to hear them here first. So I'll work my way up from the bottom to the top.
I take that.
Just like P Diddy.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, we are watching a Harley Race versus Ric Flair for the NWA World Title match from Georgia, 1982.
Nice. 10 pounds of
funny.
gold.
When I was younger, I could not stand Ole Anderson or Harley Race. Now
They
that I'm
looked old?
55, I'm 55 years old, and I think Harley Race and Ole are. I wish they'd have been a tag team. That is like one of the badass groups.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed watching their matches.
I once smoked cigarettes outside with Harley Race's wife. And
I
Ashley,
watched Ole.
and Ashley Mazzaro too, but whatever.
I watched Ole Anderson and Blade. Broke my heart.
Was he a finger man, or was he a blade in the mouth guy, or
Finger.
Finger?
Yeah, but the
Pulled
thing
it
was,
off
it was
with
in a
his
bowling
finger.
alley, so.
It was at the Kroger.
Sir, you have to pay for your shoes. God.
I swear to God, if you poked Flair in the head with your finger, I bet you it busted wide open.
Dusty too.
Yeah.
I think you just gave him a clothesline and it busted him open.
Oh, here it is. Miss Deagle was Polly Holiday, a.k.a. Flo. I was right. Thanks, Leo. There it is. How about that?
Kiss my grits.
Yes, Mike. It's just, for some reason, I thought of that. I was like, I don't know if it's her or not. Anyways, Battlecade results. So, okay, so I'll blow through these as quick as I can. Flashy Jack defeated Punk Rock Mike. U.S. Male lost to Zydrate. Dark Danger defeated Hawaiian Heartthrob. Santo Libre and Johnny Brawler were double elimination countout. Dixon Ticonderoga defeated Oliver Livingston.
No.
Nick Dane defeated Mark Justice. Oh shit. Hio de Teamster defeated RJ Gallo. Brian Rotten defeated Mick Ferrari. Uncle Randy defeated Wisp. Adam Cash defeated opponent to be named because his opponent left the league. And American Destroyer defeated Patrick O'Malley. Now, the winners of those matches automatically advance to the Royal Rumble at WrestleRama.
Damn right.
So we'll get to that later on. Elimination Chamber. It was, let's see, Timberwolf with a 492. I won't do the score. I'll just do the winners. Double R Rob Ratliff defeated Timberwolf, RX Payne, and LePage Turner to win the Elimination Chamber. The six-man qualifier for the title shot at WrestleRama, Death Row defeated, I don't know their trio name. I saw it and I forgot it already. It's like the Polar Express, I believe. I'm probably saying it wrong. They're probably like, no, the Polar something else. And like, oh, whoops.
I went to see that attraction, the Polar Express, like 1 year for Christmas.
On purpose?
Yeah, because you actually go on a train and he goes around. It was fun. Took the kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tom Hanks was there.
The mannequins retained the. I'm sorry, the mannequins captured the global six-man titles from Honor Revolt. The
holy crap! An Indian Deathlock. Sorry.
the team of Pepper and Salt, the Pepper and Salt and Pepper Express, won the title shot, and Samoan Death Grip defeated the McFlahertys to become global tag champions. So that long-running feud has another chapter in it. Triple Threat Match 1. It was, Wolf Keenan and Gordon Donovan defeated by Greg Garnar.
Nice.
And then, Hillbilly Kevin won the other one. So Hillbilly Kevin defeated Adam Kingdom and a mystery challenger who will be revealed at the show. So that means those two will get to be in the triple threat match for the North American Championship, where they will face the winner of the title match, which was Monster Truck Tanaka, who defeated Seth Adams Lee and Wolf. And in the main event, in a 1-point match, Stevie Vertigo was unable to defeat Agent 26.
Oh.
4 to 493. Sorry, Aaron.
It happens.
Yeah, it's telling those SHS guys are really hard to beat.
Yeah, two global title shots, and I lost them both by 1 point.
Oof.
So back to the drawing board.
Yep. So
Can't blame it on Dixon. He won his match.
Yeah.
yeah.
No whammy.
So that means Agent 26 will defend against Double R Rob Ratliff at WrestleRama. So
That's a good match, and Greg Garner has been gunning for the North American title for quite a while, so he'll get a shot at WrestleRama, it sounds like.
yeah, I did a little bit of booking magic because I knew I was going to have a mystery challenger in one of those matches, and I saw that he actually had the second highest score of all the guys in those two matches, and I didn't want to penalize him. You know, I know it's a match we've talked about having for a long time, so we will finally get a controversial match, and yeah, so there it is. So that's the BRL. I
dig it. Sometimes I dig for gold, and I come up.
Are those I Dig That shirts available? Because I honestly kind of want one.
I will tell you that I honestly might actually put it on there. I just did the logo again and put it on so you can actually buy the logo shirt. I've actually got them coming in the mail.
Nice.
Some of you guys have actually had, I don't have it in front of me right now, but I have the Iwar logo. It's on my car.
And it's on your bucket hat.
It's on my bucket hat, which, yeah, Liz is a terrible bucket hat. But there'll be more. I think I Dig That shirt could be very easily made available. Hat or whatnot. So, yes.
I would want one in black because I only wear black.
All right. What size are you, though?
2X for the boys.
2X?
Yeah. I'm very wide. Anyway, it's weird. I don't know.
You walk like this?
It's yeah. It's
the Taz walk?
I don't understand myself.
That's right.
That makes two of us, brother.
I don't make any genetic sense.
You're a genetic freak.
I bet you make more sense than I do, because I would want a 3 just to feel comfortable.
Mark says we should make an ugly sweater of it.
It's a hell of an idea.
I think that's a great idea.
You know what it is? Like, for me, like they're too short, too. It's really weird. I don't.
It's tough. I mean, I've ordered shirts off like Pro Wrestling Tees, and you have to get like a certain kind. You can't get like the generic cotton. You have to get like the ultra cotton.
Yeah.
To like fit your frame, sort of thing. And I'm jacked, so I mean,
I'm having pants problems too. My pants keeps on folding over themselves and then falling down.
Folding over?
Yeah. So when I move, right, because I wear golf pants to work, obviously, because I work at a golf store. But like my pants, like, so my belt's on, right, and my belt's pretty tight. It just folds over.
Well, you're not supposed to wear a Clemmer belt. You're supposed to wear a pants belt.
Good point. But it's pants issues.
Have you tried the retractable belts? That's what I bought because I was losing weight, so I needed a belt that would like let me like zip it, and so it's like it locks up.
That's what I use. That's what I use.
Yeah.
So it's
you can go the old-fashioned suspender look.
I can't do it.
Nice.
I'm not of age yet.
Barry Horowitz style.
So I wear suspenders where I wear suits, which was like almost a bridge too far for me at the time, but I did it anyway. So when the last suit I bought had suspenders on it. But yeah, I think wearing suspenders like with a polo at work ain't gonna that ain't it. Ain't gonna cut it. So just I can't do it. And I'm trying to grow my hair out, and it's not working because it's not growing in the middle. It's just I'm a mess right now.
Are you doing the like I grew my hair out a little bit, but I put a lot of product in it because if I don't, it looks like that.
No, I'm using Rogaine with minoxidil. Like that's
okay.
That's where we're at right now with me.
Is it working?
It's just you won't see results until 3 months. So I'm 2 months in. But
okay.
It's not. There's hair there, but it's thinning, and that's the problem.
Well, it could be like that episode of The Simpsons where you get like a promotion and You know, everything turns around for a short while, then goes back to shit.
It's cousin it.
So that's the big question. The big question is when do you? Because I've been bicking it for like the last 3 years. Like so, I've been like bald, bick, like just shaved down. Like when do you make that call in life where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna be a bald guy now, versus trying
For
to
life.
like that's how you like.
I can tell one of my best friends, Alan. He had a full head of hair when I met him.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was like probably.
You have other best friends?
That's it. It's
Yeah.
a wrap.
Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah. I was the sort of best man at
We're
his wedding.
done.
It was a Khmer Cambodian wedding, which I didn't know they had a screaming singer at the event. That was fun. But yeah, he started shaving his head
I could
about,
have told you that.
I'd say when he was in his early 30s. Like he just knew like it was getting the horseshoe look.
Yeah.
He didn't want the horseshoe look.
Nope.
And
I don't want to be George Jefferson.
Yeah. But I mean, you can shave it short and be Jason Statham.
You could.
You know, he is a horseshoe, but he keeps it super tight.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't fuck with him because he's Jason Statham. So you're like,
The reason I growed out my hair was because my daughter called me Shrek.
What?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh man, was she mad at you, or was she
no,
just like?
she's just making fun of me with her little friends.
I think the only way you can settle that is with a ladder match.
I'm just saying, I haven't been made fun of by 10-year-old girls since I was 10 years old. So it's a thing. Like
Rogaine on a pole match.
It's got to do it.
You need to have the Scott will remember Bad Street Nair match. Change your shampoo for Nair and just be like, haha.
Did Harley Race just... He just hit the referee and slammed him against the post. There's blood everywhere. And who is this guy?
Oh, the referee's getting physical too.
Like,
is this still L.A.?
No, this is Georgia. This is so I guess All Japan had sent guys in. So All Japan taped this show. So that's why it's in Japanese.
Oh,
but
ref bump on the pole.
Like the ref's getting his ass. Like who is that? Is that Randy Anderson? Look, he's getting mangled. It's ridiculous. What the fuck?
Do you think the ref is going to get color here?
Flair just punched him in the face. Good job. I always said Flair had one of the best bleeders. That blonde hair when he had the red mouth going.
He's even got the white trunks here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the referee, he's bleeding.
So next, the ASL. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
We're gonna get demonetized, Scott. Careful.
Should we announce that we're absorbing the ASL into the Iwar?
Not yet.
And the BBL.
I'll come back once you get the TDL, so it'll be fine.
One of my other close personal friends, his team's name is the Feeling Those TDs. So now when you say TDL, that's all I think about. Feeling Those TDs.
So what's up next? NWL, is that what's next?
Yeah.
All right. So you got for us for the NWL.
So what's going down in the NWL? Well, there's lots going down. I want to start with some breaking news. We had some breaking news just before the Tubecast. NWL X1 champion Mazoku is dropping the NWL X1 championship. There was a clause put in place that once upon a time we had the one and only Mick Ferrari as the NWL Hardcore champion, and he was given a clause where he could drop that title to challenge for the Young Lions championship. Well, that clause is still in place, and Mazoku has decided to drop his X1 championship and take a shot at the Young Lions champion, Greg E. Money, at the upcoming Battleground pay-per-view. Right now, we're in cycle or bulletin number 210 of the NWL, and Battleground happens in 212. So once we decide the Willowick Classic winner, we're going to have a 4-way match for the NWL Young Lions Championship, which usually it's a 3-way, but this time it's going to be a 4-way. And I got to tell you, Mazoku has been a strong, has had a hell of a year in the NWL, multiple Rookie Brawl titles, X1 champion, probably for pretty much all of 2023. So that's going to be a hell of a main event at Battleground. As for this cycle's champions, with the league championship, we've got a newcomer, Jailbird Smith. TV champion, we've got Greg E. Money. Central Plains champion, Sarah B. Money. East Coast champion, El Grandioso. Great Lakes champion, Ludwig Schroeder. Mid-Atlantic champion, Thomas T.D. Banks. Northeast champion, the Grey Wolf, Doug McMaster. Pacific Northwest champion, Hillbilly Voodoo, Docs Holland. Rocky Mountains champion, Das Beast, Heinrich Schroeder. Southeast champion, Double D Christoph. Southwest champion, Krakatoa. West Coast champion, Muscleman Jack Pander. League tag team champions, Heinrich Schroeder and He-Man Hoven, of all people, who made a surprise return this cycle. TV tag team champions, Thomas T.D. Banks and Greg E. Money. League 6-man champions, Double D Christoph, Thomas T.D. Banks, and Greg E. Money, which is a bit of a mishmash of NWL roster members. And speaking of a mishmash of NWL roster members, the TV 6-man champions, Krakatoa, He-Man Hoven, and Muscleman Jack Pander. And with the Battle Royal, we've got Sarah B. Money.
I gotta say that the mishmash is a great term to use. I have always loved when there's like, for some in the BRL, for some reason, Seth Adams Lee kept teaming up with Hutzaf Adam Cash for the 6-man titles, and they won twice with Wisp. And it was just completely random. And there's so many good trios in there, so even just winning one of them at TV or whatever, I love to see it when it comes to like the NWL, because it's really good because the players, I know from personal experience when I was first starting, winning any title is fun.
Yeah.
But like winning a team title, like the whole, like who are the tag champs? It's the tag champs are who?
Heinrich Schroeder and He-Man Hoven.
Heinrich Schroeder's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And Hoven, well, we know what happened to him. He went from being like a dumb kid guy, we thought, to super evil. So
right,
that's awesome.
It's a good way to throw some chaos into the scene, and especially at the moment, we've had the institution move on, which was Norman Kevkis, Future Man, and Mongo, and they had the tag team titles and the 6-man tag team titles on lockdown, but now they've graduated to the CWL, so those titles are totally up for grabs. At the upcoming pay-per-view, speaking of tag team titles, we've got the Young Lions tag team titles, which have been vacated by the institution. So we're going to have the Schroeder brothers against another new tag team, the Northern Boys.
Nice.
So in the NWL, the tag team scene is totally wide open, and those titles are totally up for grabs.
Love it.
I dig that. All right, fantastic. So what's up next, guys? What's up next? CWL?
Sure.
That's what's going down? I'll do CWL.
All right.
Get to it.
I can do the recap for the pay-per-view if you want.
Yeah. Alrighty. Continental Wrestling League, number 313. The league champion, Fabulous Harry Hurt. TV champion, the American Patriots. United States champion, Burning Rage Crusher Payne. Yukon champion, Alex Von Schnapp. Caribbean champion, Scandinavian Nightmare, Glenn Vanderson, Amazon Basin champion. The Bremerton bad boy, Felix Sputnik. Where is Bremerton? Where is that located?
It's in Washington State.
Washington State?
If you read Barry Stevens' promo, he actually makes fun of that.
Okay, gotcha.
A lot.
British Isles champion. The Genuine Artificial. Arabian champion, the Chameleon. South African champion, the Major Benefactor. Siberian champion, Future Man. East Asian champion, Sharp Tongue Colonel Angus. Oceanic champion, Morning Person, Early Riser. League Tag Team Champions winning 5 free matches. Action Van Snop and Alex Van Snop. TV Tag Team Champions, the Major Benefactor, and the Genuine Artificial. League 6-Man Champions, Axel Van Snop, Alex Van Snop, and Alex Von Schnaps. TV 6-Man Champions, the Major Benefactor, Nature Boy Phil Landers, and the Genuine Artificial. And your Battle Royal winner, Fabulous Harry Hurt. So that was going down. CWL.
Jeremy broke the news earlier that the results from the Genesis pay-per-view, which will be written up for next cycle, but so everybody can trash talk off of that. I won't go into all the results, but as far as like the actual breakdown, but the new 6-man champions, Nature Boy Phil Landers and Millennial Reign, Benefactor and Artificial defeated the Four Horsemen. The tag title match came down to a point flow tiebreaker. The Von Schnapp brothers defeated Millennial Reign. The Internet Ladder match, which is sort of like the TV US Championship, if you will, secondary championship. The American Patriot with a 498 defeated Phil Landers and a bunch of other guys. But a big field, tough field to win that with. There was a special challenge match, and Maskamillion hit a 500 and beat Phil Landers with a 496. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Worldwide Sports presents Big Time Wrestling with all the great stars
the winner
from the
and
world
new
of professional
CWL
wrestling.
World
Now,
Champion.
let's go ringside
Hotshot
with the
Eddie
Dean of
Gilmore,
Wrestling Commentators,
501. So
Lord Layton.
there were a number of high scores this cycle.
And hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Finnegan here once again with
those who
another
did well,
presentation of
great
Big Time
job.
Wrestling for Lord Layton.
Again, if
and
you're
what a
the
thrilling
CWL,
show we have for
look
you
at these
today.
results, and
now
either
our contestants,
if you're
the
not
ring
the
is
champ,
waiting, and we'll be right
start
back
calling
with
them out,
more action. But first,
yourself
let's
in the
pause
system
for
as
this
far as,
important word.
title shots and process. So yeah, there's CWL. I
dig that. So what's up next? What's up next?
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing on our first bout of the day here on Big Time Wrestling.
You'll give us a proper introduction too.
From Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so
from Los Angeles, California. Weighing in at a
with their
combined weight of
third time as
450
BWL
pounds, the
champion
World Tag
for
Team
cycle
Champions
number
of California,
28,
Hell's
Huntress,
Angels.
who I have always said is one of the best in the BWL, is cranking along. The TV champion is the Queen of the Ring, Gunpowder,
His tag team
Battle
partner
Royal
from
winner was
Provo,
Rachel
Utah.
Van
Weighing
Horn.
in at 232
The Japan
pounds,
Idol
Jim
champion,
Dillon.
Spitfire Jimmy Briggs, the Joshi champion, Rachel Van Dorn, Zenjo champion, Francine Butterfugli.
And our
Luchadors
referee for
champion,
the day
Addison
here on Big Time
Killswitch.
Wrestling will be
Cholitas
Saul
champion,
White.
Barbed Wire, returning
Now
from
we await
retirement. Coming out of
referee
retirement,
to-
first cycle back.
I thought she was dead.
give his instructions and our bout will
Everyone
be
thought she
underway.
was dead.
In the ring at the
She's
present
heading
time,
people again, so,
the World
killed
Tag
somebody's
Team
agent.
Champions, the California Hells
Rudy
Angels.
Groove won the Bellatrix Championship. Actually, this might be different.
And they take
little
on
change here.
Two very
I don't know. Let me
rough
actually
and
refresh
able
this page real
opponents
quick.
in the way of Arnold
Because the other way
Skolin
did one of those.
and Jim
We had to
Dillon.
redo the results. Let me just double check this. Yeah, okay. So,
I think Rudy Groove ended up getting the Sin
on in the
City
ring right now
title.
between
yeah, I'm just looking at it now. So, yeah,
Arnold Skolin and Hell's Angel number
Kilja
one. Some type of
Allison
complaint
with the Bellatrix.
registered
Donna
early here in
Skaya
this
was
bout
Beulah Booger.
by Hell's Angel number
Hollywood
one.
went to Better Than You. Sin City
Now
went
they
to
will
Rudy
go
Groove,
through their
who,
ceremony of
I think is now two
disrobing.
titles away from having every single title.
And I suppose will be treated
and our Willow champion,
for the
Willow
display of
champion,
their
the Wicked Spider, Eric
Angel
Fabian.
Walk
And
sometime before this
there's
match is over.
a lot going on right now. We are in between pay-per-views, so the
And
next
I
one
have
up is
been
called
graced
Cage
with
Fury 2,
some of
and
their
there's a lot going on with
their
that. And just I kind of
sports
mentioned
microphone.
in the report
We await the
itself,
bell.
but a number of players have said to me, "Hey,
And ladies and gentlemen, this
we know you
bout,
had the
first bout of the day,
IWGP
is
Championship
underway.
as part of the pay-per-view,
California Hell's
and that's
Angel
not one of our
number one,
sanctioned titles.
complaining to
I'd like to be
referee
part of
Saul
that
White.
title, so I deferred people to Michael Drake.
His opponents
Mike
about
Drake handles
pulling
that
his long
division.
hair.
And he's kind of said, well, let's make it all work together. So
It's Jim
expect some
Dillon
more
and
on
Hell's
that.
Angel number 1 in the center of the ring.
Pause.
There's-
Pause.
Oh,
Now you can talk.
okay.
The video turned itself on, which it wasn't supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry. But just what was I saying? Oh, about oh yeah, Group City. Thank you, Gritty Groove, Mark. As we're heading towards the next pay-per-view, there's some matchups in the actual issue. You can go and check it out yourself. As always, send me your ideas for booking and so forth. But there's a lot going on, and the big news in the BWL is, as confirmed by the Attaway last night, and the genesis was a couple players said to me, "Hey, we can only spend $5 on the BWL." I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the deal. Like, you spend $5, it's a great deal. You get 6 matches and a battle royal entry. Everyone's happy. But the question was, well, what if I want to have more matches? And we're like, well, kind of the idea is it's fair for everybody because there's no one who can just outspend everyone and get every title shot. So what we're going to do is it's called the BWL Super Cycle. And what the Super Cycle will be is it'll be at least twice a year.
My wife had one of those last week.
You use those 2 fingers? No. Woo! But what the Super Cycle will let you do is there's no limit. You can spend as much as you want. You want to do 2 match deals, go for it. We don't know when we're going to have the first one. It might be February or winter. I actually have to make up more jobbers for the league, so we'll be having that to deal with. But it's going to be fun. It's a way to kind of bump up activity. And Mike and I talked about making it maybe we'll have a special $100,000 battle royal or some special things we'll designate this belt that everyone can go for, or if they win, if you have a 501, you get a bonus. Because thanks to Mike Cook, he has actually banked a lot of his Idaway cash winnings as our vaults for the BWL. So a lot of our contests, almost all of them actually are funded by Mike's generosity. So thank you to him. But that's the BWL. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it, man.
Our division's better than AEW's. That's almost true.
It is true.
We're gonna have Sky Blue show up just to make sure she's on every single show possible. I don't mind seeing her.
I don't think anyone does.
I want to see her.
Heavy eye makeup and booty. That was my knee that just cracked. Sign me up. All right. What's next?
What is next? Are we missing anything?
IWL. I can do that.
IWL.
I'm just making sure we did everything else, I think. Yeah. All right. So IWL. And then I can do the...
we didn't do ASL.
Oh. We'll do that one.
Oh, yeah. All right. Independent Wrestling League 183. Your league champion with a 501. The Dream, Ali Atari. The TV champion. Highlight of the night, Johnny Vegas.
He's still around?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. New York City champion, Friend Zone, Frederick Goodfellow. Los Angeles champion, Nehemiah, did I say it? Bogtrotter? Boston champion, Dance McHarb. Detroit champion, Duke Smacktalker. That's more of a Boston accent, sorry. Cleveland champion, Donathan Annihilation. Dallas champion, Ezio Esposito. Memphis champion, Haruki Fuji. Miami champion, Old Man Henderson. San Francisco champion, Masked Hound Dog Spike. Chicago champion, Father Arturo Bartolo. League Tag Team champion, Chase Grace and Justin Grace, who retained for 5 free matches. TV Tag champion, Zanroar and Old Man Henderson. League 6-Man champion, Magnum TL, Raleigh Hatchet, and Stagger 3. TV 6-Man champions, Buck Farmer.
What?
Zanroar and
What'd
Old
you
Man
call
Henderson.
me?
Yeah, damn right. And Battle Royal winner winning 47 free matches,
Ezio Esposito. So there you have it. There's the IWL. And again, I'm hoping my 501 wins something, but it's probably not, which would be the second time that's happened to me with Atari. A 501! Ah, boo.
They're going to gift you another world title, so don't worry about it.
Johnny, it's Christmas, man. The season of giving. I could use another IWA championship. Oh, yeah.
But you would really like to give one to the man who really deserves one.
I would.
So, Jeremy, if you're listening, you're good to go, my friend.
That's right.
And now the ASL.
No, the Iwar. That's not the ASL. Congrats to Hillbilly Kevin for winning the Bound for Glory series. I have to get the strategies from Aaron and Kevin to find out who won the Tag Team Derby. It went down to Samoan Death Grip and the Grammar Police.
My flow wasn't that great, so.
Yeah, the Amigos.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, that's fine. The Amigos won the Triple D Cup, and Royal Family of Doom won the War Games, and all Royal Family of Doom final. That was a test of the waters. One of the things I'm going to do next year, I will put in this next issue. I didn't get time to finish it. I have a kind of preview of the whole entire year, and we're going to do some fun stuff next year. We're bringing back the Name That Jobber contest. I think if only to make Larry and Derek happy. I also want to let you know that if you run El Grandioso and Doc's Holiday, I'm working on your guys. I'll get them done probably next week or so. Yeah. So, anyways, that's Iwar wide stuff. The Magic Clash results. I'm going to look up one score, and I will tell you if we have a new world champion or not.
Oh. So while you do that, I'm curious about, because I'm looking at the CWL here, and I'm noticing, was it branded a Japanese league at one point?
Not that I know of.
Because I'm looking at all the jobbers, and there's a lot of Japanese names here towards the bottom. Like,
really?
Literally from, let's say from wrestler 109 through, or ranked 109 through, let's say 172, all Japanese names.
Oh.
What league?
CWL.
Oh, yeah. You know what that is?
Yeah.
That's probably someone who flooded the league.
With all the 0 to 20s? Like,
yeah.
No,
They came in.
No, there was a time all those guys did the Japanese leagues.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesus, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Probably should look into that.
Yeah, wow. That's we don't like either way, you guys can like cut that down a lot. It's like I was gonna say too, like, you know, it's a good time to like flush out and get rid of some of your old
it might be time. Maybe we get some new jobber names in here too.
Well, hopefully our second coming of the Name That Jobber contest. And we'll do a jobber per league.
So can I put my suggestion in right now for two of them?
Oh, boy.
So we're gonna go with Harley Racist and the HIV Kid.
Oh boy,
those are my two picks for that.
Oh boy. Well, I still say the greatest name I never got to use was the Attaboy nixed it when I tried it. I tried to join the Lovely Ladies League in like 1990 whatever, and I sent in Magnum PMS, and the finisher was that time of the match.
Although I feel like you could probably get away with that today.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But
not
I just thought that was a great finisher name. All right, so maybe I'll have her in the BWL.
Maybe. Yeah. commissioner, because she's probably not of age anymore.
It's true. And Magic Class results. All right, so first of all, we have a new Revolution champion. It is Hillbilly Kevin. The Von Schnapps retain the Iwar World Six-Man Championships. We have new Iwar World Tag Champs. I just don't know who it is yet. I got to break down that scoring. So one of you two will have that belt, Aaron. And Double R, Rob Ratliff, with a 500, retained the Iwar World Championship. He defends against Ace and Eights next out of the WTL.
Nice.
And the final for the Thanksgiving themed Best of the Best is Nature Boy Phil Landers against Senya Lucha. So, there it is. That's the way it was. So, this is when's the next drop for gold? Let me look that up. It's gonna be December 19th. So we will have a Christmas theme show of some sort of disastrous proportion. So we can ask Johnny B for his go-to stocking stuffers. What was his favorite holiday gift? What was the gift that he wish he never got? I will say my easy little teaser here. My dad loved this movie called Grand Prix, and James Garner starred in it. It was like a American racing, Formula One cars in Europe in the '60s. And my dad loved this movie. And back in the day, you couldn't just find any movie you wanted. And I went all over Eastern Mass, and I found it. It was a two VHS set, and I have a picture of him one Christmas morning, and he's like looking up, and his face is just like a face of like, you found the IWA TV commercial, like that kind of expression. So, that's all I get for now, I guess.
My favorite present as I've ever received was my dad got me the WrestleMania box set on VHS. It was 1 through 14. Best present I've ever gotten to this day.
That's pretty damn good. How old were you?
I was probably so it's 99, so I'm probably 17 at the time. It probably kind of kickstarted my tape collecting, for sure. Because prior to that, I had Rumble 89, Bash 91, WrestleMania 7 on tape. That's what I had. After that, it just full on exploded and got with the tape list and some of the tape trader guys and started collecting stuff after that. So, all right, gentlemen. I guess we are officially out of time. So,
But wait.
What?
The ASL.
Next time, I promise.
Oh.
ASL gets bumped every episode now as a gag.
There you go.
Yeah, kind of like Johnny Carson.
Yes.
Sorry, we took so much time with Lenny, the goat hurdler. We needed to tell the ASL we're sorry again that they didn't make the Iwar show.
They will be very disappointed.
They may be happy that they got talked about so much.
That's right.
Without any cursing this time either.
Yeah, hey.
It's a bonus.
Would they like some? Kiss my ass. No.
All right, gentlemen. So for Matt, for Scott, for Aaron, I'm Alex G. Maybe next episode I won't mess up the audio. We're just 159 episodes into this thing, and I still jack it up every single time. But we'll get it right eventually.
But we dig that.
We do dig it. Absolutely. All right. Good night, everybody.